It's another cold, freezing day in Utah. But today, we're doing a 5 lug swap on the S14 so I can put on my new wheels. Check these out. Ready, ready, ready. Ooh. Yes. R33 wheels. These wheels came stock on the R33 Skylines in Japan. These particular wheels are not OEM Nissan wheels off an actual R33. These wheels were so popular that companies actually decided to remake them, and they're called G33s. But I know for sure, if you're ever looking to buy R33 wheels or G33 wheels, and Juku Racing sells these brand new. It's like 650 bucks for a set, squared set. Yeah, I mean, that's if you ever want to buy these. So those are what's going on the S14. And we got some other stuff as well. Can't do a 5 lug swap without having to switch rotors because I have a 4 lug on the car right now, and that means it's got 4 lug rotors on it. So I purchased drilled and slotted rotors all the way around on the car, including all 8 ceramic brake pads. It'll be using the stock calipers, stock brakes, but it'll have drilled and slotted rotors, ceramic pads, and the wheels and new hubs. And I'll go show the hubs in right now. So the box for the hubs, all right, so there you go. 5 lug hub swap. This is changing the car from 4x114.3 to 5x114.3. I will probably have to play with the coils a bit, play with the fitment a bit, because right now I'm about 5 degrees of camber squared all the way around, which I don't particularly like. I like it from the side and from the front, but from directly behind the car, it kind of looks weird because the car is super bubbly. It needs a wing or something. It needs an accent on the back to make it look a little better, more than just the roof wing. The wheel specs on these wheels right now are 17 by 9, I believe. The offset on these are plus 22, but I am running a 1-inch spacer on these on all 4 corners, which brings the offset to about -3. Now, these wheels right here are 17 by 8.5 plus 15 squared all the way around. So how that's gonna look compared to that, I'm not sure yet until we throw it on the car. I don't know, maybe I'll wanna throw a spacer on it. Maybe I'll definitely probably need a bigger tire because these are also 17s. These have a smaller tire on them than those do. And the car is already stupid low to the ground. So I'll probably get a bigger tire for whatever fitment I decide going forward. We're not really gonna know that until we get the wheels on the car. So let's start the 5 lug swap. All right, let's get the car off the ground. We're gonna start doing the rear 2 because the front 2 are not accessible in this tiny garage. So we're gonna start doing the rear 2. Start with this one first. Get the car up on jack stands on both sides. We'll get to it. The car's so low, we're having an issue with the front bumper hitting the ground at the moment. I detached it on both sides to make sure, you know, maybe give us a little more room so we can get some jack stands underneath the back end. Try to be safe as possible, but I'll figure it out. Car's in the air on jack stands. I'm leaving the jack underneath there just for an extra security. But we got jacks set on each side. Both back wheels are off the ground. I'll take them off. Now from doing my research, looks like all we gotta do is take this cotter pin out, take the axle nut off, take the brake caliper off the rotor, then rotor should slide off and the hub should slide off as well. Keyword is should. We'll see if it will really be that easy. The wheel I had on it before is like a good 2 inches taller because of the tire. Well, I was about to be pissed because I left my open-end wrench set at the shop where the S14 used to be, and I need an open-end wrench to get to that bolt right here because this space right here is too small to fit a ratchet on. I did try to take this off already. Did not work, but as you can see, I found one in my toolbox, literally just underneath a bunch of stuff, right size, like the only one in there. Normally I'm unlucky with this, but I guess that was some luck right there, so we're gonna keep going. So it turns out on the rear, because you have the axle, you can't get to the dust shield bolts that are also holding on this. So we have to take off the coilover, and we're gonna take off both top control arms. Hopefully that'll give us enough leverage and enough room to reach back here and get these 4 bolts, because you can't fit a socket on it because of the axle. So I already have this one loose, working on this one. My buddy JT is gonna come over and help keep going at it.
Mechanic.
That was too hard. That was way too hard. 5 log time. Oh yeah. One of the last pieces. I gotta probably hammer out the dust shield a little bit because we were prying on it. There you go. We gotta throw the brakes on, throw a wheel on. Well, that's where we ended off for today. I mean, you'll see the rest of this in the same video, but for me, this is 4 hours of work just to do one. The brake caliper is still not on because I can't get the piston to be compressed, and I'm done with working on this today. So I'm gonna grab a couple tools tomorrow and start back up tomorrow with my other buddy. One completely done. Actually, the set pins for the caliper ended up stripping out. They were stripped from, I guess, whoever put them in before, so I had to get new ones of those. But got the axle nut torched down, got the caliper on, got the new ceramic pads in, everything swapped over. So got one hub done, off to the next. Back end done. Car's on the ground. Fitment's pretty good. Might do like a 5 or a 10 mil spacer and also swap those tires onto here because they're bigger. Still got to do the fronts though, but man, that was a pain. This is day 2. Took me 4.5 hours now to do passenger side. Took me 4 hours plus 2 hours today to do this side. The fronts should be way easier than the back because I don't have to deal with the axle in the way. There's also no dust shield bolts. So what I'll have to do is probably flip the car around and do the front because there's not enough room there, but it's looking good. I like it. On the ground, and it's gonna be real low with those tiny freaking tires. Oh my gosh. Those fronts were so much easier. You didn't have to pull any of the suspension out. You didn't have the dust shield bolts on the back. You just kind of tapped it with a hammer, just kind of break it free, and it slid right off. You might not be able to see the time lapses or not that I took because it's moving so fast, but it was easy. Only problem I had is on the driver's side, the hub nut almost stripped out. Ended up having to hammer on a different size. This one, I was using the 12-sided socket, which I know I shouldn't have, so I switched over to this 6-sided one and hammered it on there past where it kind of started to strip out, and that came off just fine. Then I had to put it in the vise and hammer the nut out in the vise so I could put it back on, but it torqued just fine, and yeah, everything's done. Got those tiny drilled and slotted brake rotors, full ceramic pads all the way around. R33 wheels, 5 lug swap. Just got to swap over the tires on these. I also need to get more lug nuts because there's currently only 4 lug nuts on each wheel because it was 4 lug before. But yeah, there you go. I'll probably end up pulling some camber out because it's not flush and they're maxed all out. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.